This is Modern Persian Food,
a culinary podcast for today's food enthusiast.
We talk about classic Persian flavors,
modern recipes,
and embracing culture and identity through food.
I'm Bita.
And I'm also Bita.
Welcome to our show.
Hi, friends. Welcome to episode 117 of the Modern Persian Food Podcast. We are rounding out the year and getting ready for the new year to come. Happy early 2023 to all of our listeners. We are rebeating a fun episode from last year, our Persian cocktails episode that started this year. So we wanted to share that. It's an upbeat episode and have an uplifting way to celebrate the new year to come. We are hopeful for change in Iran and for the people of Iran and for human rights all around the world and all around the globe. And we're hoping that we can start that off on the right foot this year.
Hi, friends. Yeah, this is a fun episode. It has 5 unique twists on cocktails Bita and I talk about, and we want to know which one you're going to try, so tag us. Wishing you a happy, healthy, hopeful new year. So hopeful for change and positive change in Iran, and we hope you enjoy the show.
And stay tuned for next week, our first episode of 2023. We will be featuring a New York Times best-selling author. We are so excited to share this episode with you. So see you next week on the Modern Persian Food Podcast. Without further ado, here you go.
We are gifting you with 5 Persian-inspired cocktails. We have some unique, fun recipes for festive cocktails with Persian flair today, including Pomegranate fizz, Sekanjabin mojito, watermelon slushie, Gohl and Cardamom hot toddy.
Woohoo!
I'm here today with my fun and lovely Bita June. Hi, Bita.
Thank you. Hi there. How's it going?
Good. We're wrapping up the year.
I know. Crazy. And some fun cocktails to bring in the new year. This is so fun. Pomegranate fizz. First of all, I think adding pomegranate juice or pomegranate arrows to whatever drink makes it a lot more festive. But just a disclaimer, we are talking about some alcoholic drinks right now. Feel free to omit any of the alcohols that we're talking if you want to make a mocktail version. And as always, drink responsibly and be safe this New Year's season.
Cheers. I'm currently enjoying a Gohl recipe creation, which we'll get to. But before we do, the first recipe on our list is the pomegranate fizz. What is in a pomegranate fizz?
Pomegranate fizz. So as I was saying, pomegranate juice is super Persian. So, as an easy way to kind of do a little drink, you can always add a little bit of Persian flair by adding some pomegranate. But this one is super fun because this drink is using gin with pomegranate juice and adding club soda. You could actually use ginger ale if you want to have a little bit of a punch of ginger to the drink. Shake that up and serve that with ice and garnish it with a little bit of pomegranate arrows. And that's a fun, festive drink. The color of it is this beautiful pinkish color and it has this little bubbly. And it's just a fun way to bring in the new year. You can also make that kind of in a big punch bowl too and have a little punch party. Pomegranate fizz is a fun little cocktail to include in that big bowl.
I would serve it in a martini glass and I would sprinkle the pomegranate arrows are going to sink, but they still would add a little festive flair.
Yeah, that sounds cute. Good idea.
Next up in our gift to you is the Sekanjabin mojito. I love mojitos. I prefer a sour drink. That must be from my old ancient Iranian Persian roots that I like the sour. Mm-hmm. So when I order a mojito, I'm going to ask for it to be less sweet and more sour. That's just how I like it. But what we came up with is a Persian-esque version. What's in our mojito?
Yeah, so Sekanjabin is a syrup made with mint and vinegar. And it's actually typically eaten in the summertime. You can have a sherbet Sekanjabin, which is a drink that you mix the Sekanjabin syrup with water or sparkling water, and you have it usually in a tall glass and you sip that when the weather's warm. Sekanjabin is also a dip that you can dip your lettuce into as a summer or springtime treat. We talk about Sekanjabin in Sizabedar, the Persian picnic. That's after the Persian New Year. And we actually also have a summer micro episode on Sekanjabin if you want a little bit more information about how to make it yourself. But you can also buy it from any Persian market. Sekanjabin, it's a thick syrup. And our version is in a mojito. So we're talking about getting muddled mint and grating some cucumber into a nice glass, and then spiking it with some rum, pouring some of that Sekanjabin syrup in there, and topping it off with some lime juice. And that is a super fun and festive Persian drink. It looks so beautiful with like the mint and the cucumber all floating through the glass. And you can have a nice big mint garnish over there. And I think that that's a super fun one.
I love it. I made that in the summer, and I made a big jar of the syrup so that I could have it throughout. I did it in the summer, and it does traditionally lend itself a little bit more to summer things, but why not? You can have mojito anytime.
Yeah, sounds good.
Add some cucumber, make it Persianish.
Perfect with the Sekanjabin syrup.
That brings us to the watermelon slushie. So I know what you're thinking, watermelon slushie in the winter. However, over 50% of our listeners are outside of the U.S. I have some very near and dear cousins in Australia down under where it is summer right now. So here you go. The other thing is you may have leftover watermelon from the winter solstice celebration, Persian Yalda, with watermelon and other fruits of the holiday. And what you do is you just take the innards of the watermelon and you freeze them in a large Ziploc baggie or Tupperware. So you freeze the watermelon and you blend it, add a little sugar. And this is an easy one to just leave as a mocktail for all. However, you can easily also spike it.
What would you recommend spiking it with?
Probably vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Yeah, good way to use up your Yalda watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So tell us more about this Gohl getter that you're drinking right now.
Oh my gosh. So I have in front of me a Brut Rosé mixed with lime juice, rose jam, stir her up. I'm actually drinking it on ice, and it's garnished with some rose petals, of which there's actually a rosebud in here. So lovely.
So pretty.
Really easy to drink. And you know, you can make this with any jam. If you're a Persian person like myself and you open the fridge, you probably have a variety of jams to choose from. I know we have some homemade morabaye albalu, sour cherry jam. That would also be lovely in this drink. So Gohl getter is a play on words. I'm wearing a hat that says Gohl getter. Gohl, but the Farsi word for rose or flower is gold. Gohl is gold for flower. So Gohl getter. But you know, we've been talking about all these drinks. It's kind of cold out. It's supposed to rain. It's winter. Do you have any warm drinks in mind for us, Beata?
Yeah, I sure do. How about a cardamom hot toddy? This one I think is going to be super fun because it's actually going to be super easy too to get that. You know, I'm using a big cheat. I'm using a tea bag that has cardamom in it. I know Sadaf makes a great one. I actually need to get some more of those in time so I can make this for this holiday season and for New Year's. But cardamom hot toddy, using a tea bag that has cardamom in it and mixing a little bit of honey, lemon, and hot water. Let that brew together and then spiking it with your choice of whiskey or bourbon to have like a super fun festive treat. You could put a little garnish of slice of lemon, and that is like a cozy, fun drink to have, especially if you're going to go outside or go for a walk in the neighborhood, maybe see some lights, or just curl up in front of the fire with a nice little warm drink. So these are our 5 Persian-inspired cocktails to bring in the new year. And I hope that you will try them and let us know what you think. And as we bring in the new year, let's do our last Ask the Beats for the year. I'm going to ask Bita a question. And the question is what are your goals and intentions for the new year?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thanks. What do you have in mind for this coming year? Hopefully we have put some of the quarantine behind us and hopefully all good things coming. But what do you have specifically in mind? What are some of your goals and intentions?
Such a good question. Back in the day, we used to always make goals for the new year. And it just seems like recently it's been day to day and week to week. So I haven't thought a lot about it, to be honest, but I am so proud of us, and I'm so happy to have this community, this growing community. And I think that my biggest goal is to double our downloads and double our listeners and to just spread our reach. Keep doing what we're doing. Just keep working really, really hard. And for me personally, that means segmenting my time, balancing to be able to keep bringing you fantastic content. And I love this. And one thing I would ask is that if you've enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and then forward it to a friend. If you liked what you heard, forward this episode to one friend. If you could each forward this episode to one friend, it'll help us get to the goal, which my personal goal is to double our listeners. How about you? What's your goal for the new year?
Every year I have one same goal of drinking more water. So hopefully I can actually make that happen this year and drink lots of water every day. Hopefully. I think that'll be a good start.
That's a good one for our drink episode. Drink water.
Oh, drink water. Definitely drinking water. And yeah, I mean, I think just holding it together. We had a lot happening these last few years with the pandemic and also, the stage of life I am in with younger kids. But we are holding it together. And so hopefully more positivity, taking care of our bodies and our minds and our friends and our family. And I think that if we start off with that, then the rest will be gravy.
Beautiful.
Bita June, I hope you have a really great New Year's, and I'm wishing you the best of health and prosperity for you and your family for the year to come.
Happy New Year's. Cheers to that.
Cheers. Thank you. And thank you to all our listeners.
Cheers. Thank you so much for joining us. And for more information about Persian drinks in general, be sure to refer back to our episode number 36, where we talk about Persian drinks. Until next time, bye.
You've been listening to the Modern Persian Food Podcast with Beata and Bita. Thanks for spending time with us. If you've enjoyed what you heard today, consider telling a friend or giving us a good rating. You can subscribe to our show for free on your favorite podcasting app, or find us online at modernpersianfood.com or on Instagram for the recipes and information we talked about today. We'd love to hear your thoughts, and see you next time.